Kaboom! We're live. Happy Friday. Just came back from some dinner. Spent the day sourcing. Hit up the Nike store. Hit up the Adidas store. Picked up some shoes. I just posted today's bag. I got plenty of items to prep. I just listed them. And when you list them, it takes about 5, sometimes maybe 15 minutes for the Amazon system to update and have them available for you to actually fulfill or send into Amazon. So I'm waiting for that. We definitely got some work on our hands. I got a bunch of items here that also came in from online orders. So I hit up the stores today and I pulled up to Adidas. I had to make a return. That's part of the game. Sometimes you get items that may not be worth actually selling, or you bought the wrong ones. In this case, I made a mistake. There was only 2 kicks that I got from Adidas in a larger order. So I ended up going back to Adidas and returning those shoes. And then the store had a 50% off deal, almost all the items. So I said, I'm probably going to find something here. I spent probably 40 minutes scanning items in the store, and I didn't come up with anything that was worth buying. So I decided to bounce, and next door there's a Nike factory store. It's not a clearance store in this mall. It's a factory store. And I slid in there, and soon enough, I found some items. I found a bunch of kicks at a good deal, and that they were worth for me to buy. And that's what's going on. I see B-Man in the chat. What's up? B-Man tore it up today. He's in our Discord, and I think he hit like 8 different Marshalls up today. And he definitely made out with some good deals, I assume. I know that he was just kept posting bags all day long. Shout out to Miles. What's up, Miles? Miles the GOAT. And Albert's here. He's in our group with Miles as well. We got B-Man. But B-Man was posting in our Discord. He hit up like 8 different Marshalls, man. I'm like, how many Marshalls do you got close to your house? So I definitely assume that you got some good deals. I'm calling him the Marshalls GOAT. B-Man's definitely the Marshalls GOAT. So yeah, I went to the Nike factory store. I picked up, I got here, there's probably like at least 12 to 15 shoes. I got more. When I got back from the store, I had the front door filled with boxes, and made me excited. Kaboom indeed. I see Foles, Foliage Beats, Lowe's. Do you need to buy UPC for every item? No, not necessarily. I mean, you do need the SKU labels, but in some cases, and this is a new feature that they've had for a few months, you can send with just the barcode, and they can identify the item with just the barcode. It wasn't always like that. They implemented that feature recently for Amazon FBA with certain bigger brands to save time, and that's cool. But to answer your question, yeah, for the most part, you need to put your own labels on them. So you're going to need a printer, a thermal printer. You're going to need the SKU labels. You're going to need certain supplies so that you can either send to Amazon or fulfill the orders yourself. And if you slide into my Discord, I got a whole supplies list, the ones that I use, the printer, the labels, the poly bags, and the stuff that you're going to need to have on hand to send to Amazon or, again, to fulfill your orders. I don't do that much fulfillment by merchant, which I know could be lucrative as well. I just like to send all my items to FBA and spend most of my time sourcing and have them handle all the orders, which, is beneficial for me. But, also, fulfilling your orders, I've done that as well. And that could be cool, too, because you could loop your money around faster. So if, like, these items that I got right now, today at the store, I could just list them and I can make a sale tonight, literally, as opposed to waiting to prep them, send it to the Amazon warehouse, and it'll take at least a week, I would say, for it to hit. Sometimes a little sooner, sometimes a later, depending on what warehouse, how backed up they are, and how much they want to work. I got approved to sell on Amazon today, says ACQ Mayors. Congratulations. Did you post that in the Discord, or was that someone else? Because I see a couple of people successfully getting approved. Found some items today and set them up for FBM, sold out already. There you go. So that's the benefit of doing FBM. And if you're just starting, that's something that you may want to consider. Going to the stores, sourcing products, and then listing them right then and there. You can list them right in the store, and before you know it, they may sell by the same night, just like B-Man's case. B-Man, let's get on a chat and buy some goals. There you go. Leo Garcia joined. Eric, the brand stash. Mito Fox says, how long it took to find some items OA. So I just said at the beginning of the stream, I'll repeat for the people that are just jumping in the chat. I went over to the Adidas store first. I had to return some items. and they had a 50% off the whole store. So I started scanning and scanning, and I didn't come up with anything that was a banger. I was there for about maybe 30, 40 minutes, and there was nothing really that was worth it to buy from me. I mean, I could have dug in the racks a little bit more, but I decided to bounce because next door there's a Nike factory store, and I would say within 10, 15 minutes, I found items at the factory store. So, I've said this in the Discord because a lot of people are like, how long before you find an item? And, people want all these terms and conditions met before they even learn how to make sales. And guys, I'm here to tell you, you don't have all these expectations before you actually go and practice and learn the game before you have all these expectations about how many hours and how much you're going to earn. Guys, this is not a get rich quick scheme. You got to learn the actual craft of sourcing effectively and efficiently. So I compare it a lot like to fishing. You go out fishing, you throw out your hook. Sometimes you're going to catch a whopper right then and there. But other times you're going to be out there maybe for hours, or maybe you'll go out one night or evening or whenever you go out, you're not going to catch a fish. Sometimes that's part of the game. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. It's just, it is what it is. So what's important here is to learn the skill and repeat it, and the repetition and getting those reps in, and then you start getting better. I did the same things today. Do you think this business would make you rich one day? I would say rich, that depends on how you define rich. But again, that's not why I'm in this. I'm in this because I genuinely like selling products. I'm here online because I genuinely like building with the community. And I'm here doing this more of my full time because I see the potential. I've done this for about a year now. I'm going about a year and a half. In the past about 3 to 4 months, I would say, I've been spending most of my full time doing this. And I learned over the course of a year just by watching videos, silent lurking, and making mistakes too. Do you provide training on how to use the profit calculator? I've had several people hit me up asking me for one-on-one training. I'm going to make that offer next week at some point where you guys can, get on a call with me, and, I'll let you know what the fee is. I'll make it real easy to book a call with me and we can talk. But in the between time and in the meantime, there's a full-fledged course by Miles and his boy. That's the guy that I learned from. He's a 7-figure plus seller, and they got a course that is definitely thorough and it hits all the beats. And if you're going to do a course, I highly recommend that one. It's called the FBA Roadmap. That's linked in my bio. It's about $500-$600. And, for a small investment, you put a little skin in the game and you can learn everything fast track. And this is the same people that I learned from. I'm actually in a mastermind group with them. And, we're building. What's up, Alvin? I haven't seen you in a minute. Alvin in the house. Natasha's here. She says, I'm new to this. I am finding most products are restricted. Absolutely. The big brand products, you're going to need to get ungated and approved to sell those products. The ungating and approval process is thoroughly explained in my Discord. But to summarize it for you, you're going to need an invoice with 10 items of that brand. That invoice needs to reflect your name and address that matches on your Amazon seller account, and then you can send it in. It's really not rocket science. Now, some people have reported that they submit those invoices multiple times and they don't get approved. But after a while, they do. Albert is here in the chat and he's in the group with me. He attempted 5, 6, 7 times on several brands before getting approved. And he's still trying to get approved on other brands. I know he's been selling for a few months now. So persistence is key. Consistency is key. Don't let it slow you down. Yo, Tev, what's good? How much did you start with to get started with a money amount? I would say roughly about $1,000 to $2,000. That's basically, I don't have the exact number. But as my confidence grew and I learned more, I actually put more money into it, obviously. Nike Attempt 18. Adidas Original just got approved. So yeah, it's kind of random. I believe the approval process is handled by a bot. And there may be other factors under the hood that they don't publish and they don't disclose to the public. But that's what's required. What's required is an invoice with 10 items of that brand from a legitimate distributor or manufacturer. Some places that you can get invoices from are some places easy as like Target. Target online, they provide invoices. Kohl's provides invoices. I got an order from Famous Footwear. I got an invoice in the box from them. So there's plenty of places that do invoices. Some places don't. But there you go. Just keep submitting. Absolutely. Hit me with the questions, guys. I got a few minutes here. I'm listing the items that I have sourced today and that came in the mail. It takes about 5, maybe 15 minutes for them to reflect on the Amazon Seller app before I can go ahead and start prepping the items and sending them in. I'm going to make sure that they go out first thing tomorrow morning. But now, after hearing B-Man's success, man, maybe I should FBM some of them. Like the other night, I had like 27 orders, and I was thinking to myself, man, if I had to like bag and tag 27 items that same day, I'd rather go and look for more products. But there you go. Miles got an auto ungating list. It's amazing how much brands are good to go. Yeah, we shared that in the chat, and that list is not 1,000% accurate because it was. I assume that it was created some time ago, but a lot of the brands still work. And then I'm working on sifting through that list and updating it. And some brands that off the top that I know are auto ungate is something like Huggies. Huggies is auto ungate. So, if you find, those diapers at a good deal, you could be able to list them. How you post your products to be on the first page of the search. That's not really something that's of concern. So when we're sourcing products, we have several criteria that we're looking for. And to address that question is that we're looking for products that are ranked low on the sales rank. So sales rank means that it's going to pop up on the search. So to answer that specifically, the sales rank should be 150,000 or 100,000 and less. So when we run searches or when we're scanning products, I'm looking for products that have a lower sales ranking. It's like I came across some products today at Adidas and also at Nike that they were ranked 400,000, 500,000. And although there was a potential profit to be made, I'm not going to tie up my capital on that listing because it's not ranked high. So it's probably not, the velocity is not moving fast enough for me. So I'm looking for something that has a higher velocity, and those numbers, the sales rank, and all the analytics that I discuss and that are part of the criteria to buy, they could be, you can find them out with using SellerAmp. SellerAmp is one of the software tools that I use, and Keepa is one of the software tools that I use. I think they're must-haves. These are must-haves if you really want to make sure, that you're buying something that's worth it. We're not gambling here, guys. This is not like, I think that this item may sell. This is not a gambling. You got to make sure that you have verifiable data to support your buy. You want a low sales rank, a consistent price. You don't want Amazon all up on the listing. Sometimes Amazon sells the product themselves, and they control most of the buy box, and you don't want to compete with the big dog. So you stay out of the way. So this information and this data, this analytics is reflected on SellerAmp and Keepa. And these are paid software tools that we use. They're not expensive at all. It's $20 a month. So it's definitely worth it. There's no contract. You can just pop it open, download it right now, and start scanning with the SellerAmp app. And I go to the store with it. I'm scanning with my phone, scanning. It tells me the math. It also has a profit calculator. It'll let you know the max cost required to make X ROI. We like to source products that have about a 30% ROI. That's the target. I think shoes need at least a 45% ROI. That's not necessarily true. I sourced shoes today with a 30% ROI. So, it can fluctuate. I mean, you could set it yourself. If you want to be a little bit more conservative and source shoes that only have a 45% ROI, you could adjust your calculator to reflect those prices and let you know what the max cost should be so that you can get that return. But, I'm targeting about 30%, give or take. Some things are more, some things are less, but that's the target we're looking for. I just paid for SellerAmp and Keepa. Keepa seems quite complex to me. I guess it's because I'm new. Listen, I'm still learning some little things about it as well. You always get better reading the charts, but, you got to do the knowledge. You got to do the knowledge. You got to educate yourself, and you got to practice. And this comes with, like I said, repetition. This is not a get-rich quick scheme. You got to learn the craft, and you got to practice. And, with time, you get better. And then, again, if you want to fast-track that and learn quickly instead of going from this YouTube video to this search and trying to figure it all out on your own, which you can because the data's out there, the videos are out there, I highly suggest just going for the course. It's not my course. It's the course by the same seven-figure sellers that I'm in the mastermind group with, and they got a banging course that will fast-track you to learn everything. That's all you need to know. I mean, they have over 20 plus hours of content. There's resources, and I can't say enough good things about it. Don't they typically have a 5 to 10% return rate? No, they don't have a 5 to 10% return rate. There is a return rate, but I wouldn't peg it at 10% of the shoes. I don't think 1 out of every 10 gets returned. I'll tell you what does have a higher return rate on shoes is the kids' shoes. Those have a higher return rate. But look, just because they're returned doesn't mean that they're not sellable. The majority of the returns are sellable, so they just go ahead and just restock it for you, and then they sell it to the next sale. So it's very rare that you get items sent back to you that are unsellable. I mean, it happens. I mean, don't get me wrong. It happens. It's part of the game, but it happens little enough to be insignificant in the larger scheme of things. So for me, I'm just trying to move the wheel, the velocity. So if some are unsellable, some get returned. It's like, I just want to keep that wheel turning. How do you get access to the course? It's in my Discord. You slide into my Discord. There's a link. It's clear there. It's called the FBA Roadmap. And if you're going to do a course and you want to fast track and learn everything and have everything structured for you, and that's the one to do. And like I was telling other people the other day on the live stream, you could go ahead and learn this on your own. That's how I started. I started learning before I even put any money down. But after I learned from these guys so much, I said, I'm going to be in the mastermind group, which is more than the course. It's an actual, one-on-one, and we do team calls and we build as a group. And, that's after I started like just kind of lurking and figuring it out on myself. But, I could have learned so much faster if I would have just done the course at the beginning. If you don't mind me asking me, what are your current monthly sales? I'm on track I'm almost at 10K this month. So my goal is to be at 50K a month by the summer. And how many ASINs that I have? I have about 300, but they're not all active because some have sold out. So it's only in the past few months that I started doing this full time. How much is the course? The course is starts at 500, and I think you get some extra bonuses for 6. So for less than a G, you're gonna learn everything. And if you really look at the context of that, that's a cheap way to start a business. Bangin', bro. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. What's the profit percentage? I just explained. When we source products, we source products that have a potential of a target of a 30% ROI. So I'm not going to buy a product if it doesn't have an ROI that's around 30%. So there's a calculator, an analytical tool that'll let you know. You could put all the numbers in. It'll tell you what your fees are, all the fees involved, because there's fees. And Amazon's a taxer. Amazon taxes. These guys, no wonder Jeff Bezos is one of the richest, if not the richest man in the world. Do you sell under your name or start at a corp? You could start with your name. You don't have to do a corporation. A lot of people, they're trying to complicate this. I got to get my LLC and I got to do this. Guys, you don't need none of that. You could sign up under your personal account and start slanging and banging, and then you can transition into the LLC later. Obviously, there's some tax benefits. But guys, you don't got to worry about finances until you start making sales. And you could switch that over. It's not a problem. How much is the mastermind? It's more than the course. It's several thousand. So, that's to be in an exclusive group with 7-figure sellers that, we're actually sourcing products together. It's not just a course. We're actually sourcing products, and you get one-on-one with it. If you're interested, I can plug you in. If you're interested with getting referred, I can put in the word for you. Just hit me up on the Discord, and I can refer you. Albert's in that group. He says it's the best group. And again, guys, sometimes you got to put a little skin in the game, and that raises the stakes for you, and it can make you move faster. Yes, and also in SellerAmp setting, you could set up the 30% ROI, and it makes it easy to ready when you're scanning. Exactly. So when you scan the product, it'll tell you the numbers, what your max cost needs to be if you want to make X ROI. And you can adjust that, but I have it set at 30%, which is, it's a good rule of thumb. Some people want it more. Some people want it less. That's what you decide that. Albert said, "I got to make that money back." Oh, for sure. That's. I'm not at all concerned about that. I wouldn't have jumped in that group as someone that had already been selling for you because I knew that the situation worked, and I wouldn't be in that group unless the gentleman had built trust with us, because I learned from watching those videos. That's how I learned. Shiny said, "Can you tell I've watched 100 YouTube videos?" Yeah, I probably watched 1,000. But one thing is watching and lurking, and the other thing is actually doing it yourself. You can watch someone ride a bike, but until you jump on that bike and start pedaling yourself, it's a whole different story. So some things you just got to, start doing it. I see you, Albert. You just posted in the Discord. If your shipment isn't getting bigger every time, are you even doing this correctly? Then you got a nice amount of boxes there. And it's nice. It's nice to prep the items, get them out. I try to prep them and get them out as soon as possible, ASAP. Have you sold clothes? I found some profitable items, but they don't have tags on them. You're going to have tags. I do sell clothes, though, yeah. So I got a bunch of shirts right here that I got a bag and tag tonight. Albert's got 89 units going out. Nice. I know you got some beauty products as well that you were posting. I'm almost sold out on those beauty products that I sent in the other week. I started with, books, CDs, and DVDs. Those are easy. Those are the easiest items to get started with, guys. You don't need to get approved for them, and you can get moving ASAP. Again, before you worry about the corp, about what the ROI is and all this stuff, why don't you go out there, throw the hook in the water, and see if you can get a fish? See, people want all these big plans about being a commercial fisherman and selling to a restaurant, and they haven't even caught a fish. So, guys, go out there first. Learn how to catch, and then you can get a better understanding of what you're capable of. Because everybody's IQ is a little different. You may think that you have a high IQ, or you may think that you're a slanger and a banger, and you may not be that guy. Or it could be it could be the opposite. You may think, "Oh, I can't do this," and all of a sudden you blow it out the water. Does Amazon charge you for storage for your merchandise if you're not able to sell on certain days? Yeah, they charge you for the storage. But again, all that is calculated. Those fulfillment fees and all the fees, those are reflected in the calculator. Those fees are all transparent. I sold books from the Dollar Tree. There you go. That's a great way to get started. You could just go to your thrift stores, your Dollar Trees. You can go, I'm sure, to your own bookshelf at your house, and you probably have books that are worth something that you could start selling. You don't have to get verified for them, and then you could sell them that same day and fill the orders. That's how I got started. I sold a few books and CDs and DVDs that I would fulfill the orders myself. And with some time, then I got approved from the other brand, the other bigger brands, the Nikes, the Adidas, most of the big brands I'm approved for, and then you can expand your inventory. Berto says facts, absolutely. So, go out there and learn, guys. Go out there and learn before you start worrying so much about all the numbers. Go out there and learn and test the water first. And when the barrier to entry to learn is not that high, and it doesn't cost that much money. You're talking about $20 for SellerAmp, $20 for Keepa, and it's $40 for the Seller Central, Amazon Seller Central service. And I think that $40 that they charge is only if they're fulfilling your orders. If you're fulfilling your orders yourself, I don't even think you need to pay. Obviously, there's a lot of variables, but how fast are you typically selling through your stock? It varies. Like I said, I have hundreds of listings sold. Some listings sell within a week, some sell within a month, some have sold takes longer. But again, you try to source items that have a low sales ranks and that they have a verifiable history of sales. And the SellerAmp tools tells you the average sales per month on that listing. So, you could see a listing sells 200-300 units a month. Some sell thousands of units per month. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to sell that. It means that out of all the sellers that are offering inventory for that listing, that's the average amount of sales per month on that listing. So that you could also go in the SellerAmp app and you could see all the other sellers. You could see how much they have in stock. So if a listing sells 1,000 times and you see Sam has 100 units. Ken has 20 units. You can kind of get an idea of what amount of inventory you should get. But you don't have to make it so complicated at the beginning. Once you start finding low sales rank listings, you could do some test buys, get 5 units, 10 units, see if it works. You don't want to go out and go wild and do 30 units and you've never sold before. Andrea says, "Could I DM?" Yeah, you could DM me, but I'm getting so many DMs. I don't know if I'm going to get around to them. The best way to communicate and to learn is to jump in that Discord. Jump into Discord. It's guys. Right now, there's no barrier to entry with this Discord. I'm not like some of these other guys online that they're only going to try to push you the course for your email, and they're going to hit you with the pitch. Guys, I'm going to have pitches, and I got, links, affiliate referrals and all that, but the doors are wide open. It's an open house right now. You could slide in without the email. You don't got to pay anything, and I don't know how long that's going to be because we already had a funny bunny jump in the chat trying to sell cars from Japan. Alvin says, "I'm very curious on air conditioning." I know you do that business, so you could scan some of those products and see what they're moving at. And that's actually good because I assume, Alvin, that you got some wholesale plugs. So I may have to call you, Alvin. I may have to call you. If there's like little parts for air conditioning products, things that are small, like because the heavier it is, the more cost it's going to cost to ship or whatnot. But I'm sure that you have access to that. And then again, all you got to do is get the Seller Amp app and start scanning the UPC barcode. It'll tell you the sales rank listing. It'll tell you the average amount of sales, and it'll show you a chart of how the price trends. And you could see, okay, this is how it's sold in the past 3 months. Guys, again, we're not gambling here. We're looking at hard data here. No Japan cars here. Yeah, so guys, slide into the Discord while there's no barrier to entry. You don't have to put your email or anything like that. Right now I have the doors open. I want to populate the server. I want things to get moving. Before I start asking you, gimme, I want to serve you guys first. Guys, obviously I'm here for my own personal interest as well. That's obvious. This is not a charity, but I'm trying to do this as honest as possible. So put your skates on, slide up in there, and get some of this free sauce that we're giving out. Ask questions in the general chat. You can check out Getting Started. There's the links to all the software tools that I'm telling you about, the links to the cashback apps. Guys, if you're not using a cashback app when you're doing a purchase, you're leaving money on the table. You're leaving money on the table. There's several cashback apps that I use. They're linked in the Discord as well. I'll give you a perfect example. They basically have cashback for all the sites and even some of the restaurants that you eat, etc. But just today, they're running 10% back on Nike. So if you buy on Nike.com, they have members 25 code today. So if you're a member, you get 25% off Nike's site. And then you get another 10% cash back from the app. And that, it takes a few weeks for it to ring through, but And now, since we're talking about what's in it for me, if you hit that link, I think I get $30, but they throw you $30 too. The Rakuten, yeah, the Rakuten. It's there. I do top cash back as well. I got the link there for that, but Rakuten is what I use most often. Do I have a Uline account? I do, but I barely use it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't do FBM, so I'm not like sending out a bunch of single orders. So I got a bunch of items today. I probably have at least 30 to 40 units that I'm going to send out, but that can be fit in a few boxes. And most of the time, guys, or some of the time, a significant amount of time, I just use the same boxes that they ship them to me in. So I can reuse boxes, or if not, I'll just buy large boxes from Walmart, and I don't really need to get that many boxes because I'm not sending one by one. I'm sending bulk over to the warehouse. So I'll get a large Walmart box, and I'll stack it. Bro, what's the Discord link? I went to your link tree. I didn't see no Discord. It's the first one on the top, man. It's right there on the top. Go to the link tree. It's right there. It's the A+ Amazon Seller Discord. It's right there when you hit the link tree. I like Uline shoe boxes for the shoes that don't have boxes. Guys, some people told me, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like selling shoes that don't have the original box. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I have before. I polybagged some sandals. But me, I want to keep my ranking high. I want to keep my comments, my scores high. And I know plenty of people that have done it, but I'm not necessarily interested in that. There's a high chance that I'm returning the shoes. I bought some shoes from Academy the other day, and it was 12 units that I bought. Out of the 12 units, 8 came with damaged boxes with no lids. And it was a banger of a deal. And probably I could have polybagged them and slid with it. But honestly, I just didn't want to do it. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm trying to run above average. I want to run above average. I throw the extra rubber band on the shoe box. When they ship me shoes from Nike, they don't put a rubber band so the thing doesn't open for it. But I'm gonna pack it better than Nike. So if you're dealing with me, I'm gonna do a little bit higher. That's how I'm going to separate myself. That's how I separate myself online. I'm not hitting you with the same pitch that everybody else is hitting with. There's a certain sauce that I'm doing. There's a certain sauce that I bake here. Okay, that's going to be original right here to the 9-5 brand, to the Goat Farm, You a Goat. It's all about motivation. It's all about increasing everything. Positive. My minimum is 20 pounds. Amazon max weight is 50 pounds. Yeah, sometimes I do less. Sometimes, again, I'm learning velocity is important too. Velocity is important. Cool, just joined. You got to give me a second. I'm going to take my hoodie off. I'm hot right now. Take my hoodie off. You just joined. All right, that's good. So what's up with Haneen and everybody else joining the chat? I'll be here for another few minutes, and I'm going to start getting into bagging and tagging. I want to hit up UPS first thing in the morning and make sure that these items go out. Got 15 people in the chat. So to recap my day, I hit up Adidas first. I hit up Adidas. I had to go anyway because I wanted to return something the math didn't work for me. I thought I bought it. It just didn't hit right. Sometimes you get the item, it scans differently, and then you notice that it's completely off of the listing. You make mistakes sometimes, and I still do. So I had a big bulk order that I got from Adidas. So it was probably like 15 shoes, I would say, 15 units. Out of those 15, there was 2 that I decided to return. So I went back, I returned them, got my money back. I was at the store. They were running 50% off. What seemed like a banger of a deal. So I'm like, I'm gonna score here. So I scanned, throwing my hook in the water. And nothing. I mean, I told you guys earlier that I did come across some higher rankings. So I came across some like 400,000 ranks that the math worked for the cost that I would have gotten the product at, but I'm not going to hang up my capital for an item that's moving slow, even though that I can make a good profit. I'm not here trying to squeeze all the juice out of everything. I want the wheel to turn at a high velocity. So I'm looking for items that are ranked 150,000, 100,000 or less. The closer to number 1, the more that thing sells. If you're ranked number 1, you're the top dog. It's very rare that you're going to find things that are close to number 1. But if you're under 100K, because you got to understand that Amazon has millions of listings. It's literally millions of listings. So if you're under 150, 100,000, it's going to move. How could we resolve the receipt problem? I don't know what kind of problem you have with your receipts. That's something you got to talk to your whoever you bought from. I'm not customer service. This is not customer service. This is an Amazon seller group. And Amazon does the customer service for me. They issue the receipts. So if you're referring to invoices, you got to find a manufacturer or distributor that can provide you an invoice. Not all stores provide you an invoice. But guys, to answer you easy, straight up direct, Target, Kohl's, soccer.com. They don't accept receipts. They need an invoice. A lot of people don't understand this. An invoice is different than a receipt. An invoice has your name and address and it's addressed to you. A receipt is just, here's a receipt. It doesn't have your name on it. So you need an invoice. You need specifically an invoice. If you buy on Target.com, if you go into the order history, you could print out an invoice that has your name and address, and it's more of a formal thing. ACQ said Target is the best. How do you know if an item is private label? Well, most of the time, they're the only seller on the listing. So you pull up a label, let's say one of these boutique labels, and they have one, maybe two sellers, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. They're a private label. They're going to be the only ones that want to sell directly to Amazon. So if you try to list that item, maybe you can, but they're going to most likely hit you up with a IP complaint. So I stay away from those too. I stay away from trying to resell private label brands that are not reseller friendly. Some are. So you are able to see how many people are on the listing. So I like listings that have at least 3-4 sellers on them, because that shows you that they're reseller friendly. And most of the Nike listings are like that. I like Nike. I mean, obviously it's a cool brand. And Nike does, Amazon doesn't sell Nike themselves, but Amazon sells Adidas. So there's a lot of listings that Amazon is actually the seller on an Adidas listing. And a significant amount of those listings, Amazon controls the majority of the buy box share. The buy box is the price that you see right there on the front page when it says Amazon Prime. Boom, the buy. Like when you hit buy, that means that, that's the buy box. That buy box, what seller gets that buy box, it rotates with an algorithm. The prices fluctuates. And it's actually sometimes to our benefit, because sometimes the price fluctuate ups. It's not always the lowest price that wins the buy box share. But if Amazon has more than an 80% buy box share on a particular listing, I stay away. I don't want to compete with the big dog. How do you find this out? You need the Keepa charts. You hit data on Keepa, and then you click on buy box statistics, and it'll give you all the percentages right then and there. You can see who's winning the buy box. I got approved in the grocery category. Can I start shopping in store? Yeah. If you want to know if you could specifically list an item when you're in the store, start scanning. If the numbers look good to you, if it passes your test and the criteria that you set, but I gave you my criteria and the criteria that we've been doing for a while, and you want to sell it, go to the Amazon Seller app, enter the ASIN number, which is the Amazon Special Identification Number, and try to list it. It'll tell you whether you can list it or not, right then and there. So before you even buy it, you can make sure that you can list it, just to double check. So you're going to need the Amazon Seller app. You're going to need Keepa. You're going to need SellerAmp. SellerAmp lets you know has the calculator, that's what I'm scanning with. So SellerAmp first. Keepa's important though, because you want the price charts, you want the variation information. Because here's another thing, guys. You find a shoe. Oh, these are banger shoes, but guys, shoes have variations of color and variations of size. So one shoe listing may have 10, 20 variations. So which variation is selling the most? Each variation fluctuates as well. So Keepa has information on the variations. Do you buy from Costco? I have a Costco membership, but I haven't really sourced at Costco. I've scanned there a few times, and I haven't really picked up bangers. I see other people online who's been successful, and I imagine that you could find stuff. You could find items in most retail stores, and the items that you can find fluctuate. Again, I went to the Adidas store today. I was out there scanning for 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And I've been to this Adidas store several times, and I've sourced items at this store. Today was a miss. I missed today. I didn't catch anything. Luckily, I went next door. I hit up the Nike factory store, and I bought some bangers. So, I didn't miss for the day, but I missed at that store. That spot wasn't hitting. I'll give you another example. This weekend, I went to Marshall's. I haven't really gone to Marshall's, so I started scanning the beauty products, and immediately in 20 minutes, I picked up some bangers. I wasn't there that long because I was with the fam, and we took off. So I had it in my mind, I'm going to go back the next day. I'm going to keep scanning. By the time I went back the next day, I spent like 2 hours in there, and I found like $15 worth of stuff. And then this was on President's Day, on Monday. And I had only like $15 worth of items. I looked at the line. The line was wild. It was it was a large line. I was like, I'm not going to stand wait in this line to get $15 of inventory to make a few bucks profit. So I just took off. So sometimes you win. Sometimes, it's just what it is. But again, what's important is the repetitions. You want to keep repeating. You want to keep repeating. How long have I been online here? Probably about 30 minutes. Guys, I'm going to be archiving all these live streams on my YouTube. I already started it just the other day. Guys, to give you a little context of what's going on here with me, the IG channel, this whole thing. I'm a record producer. Most people know me as Teb95. I've been working in the music industry for 10 plus years. I ran a studio in New York City. I'm back here in Miami. I work with some of the dopest underground artists. I do, underground rap, boom bap. Check out what I do online with the music, Teb95. I'm on Spotify. I've been doing this for 10 plus years. What's up, Cease? I see you. And I've been selling on Amazon for about a year part-time to supplement my income. I never really shared this online, not because it was, a secret or anything. It's just I have no reason to promote. But I decided to just share my journey along with all the things that I do, including fitness. You see me posting up with the burpees every single day, and the motivational stuff and the music. And I posted these Amazon videos. And bro, I got people calling me that haven't called me since high school. All right? Yo, T, is it true? Show me how. And of 21 questions. And boom, bangers. I'm getting views, DMs. So one of them hit like 100,000 views. And I was like, well, if this is what the people want to hear, this is what I'm doing anyway. I'm always about the bag anyway. So let me go ahead and share this. So, immediately I popped in the Discord. And I'm going to double down on it. Why not? This is part of the brand. This is part of the GOATs. This is what we do out here. I want to motivate you guys to greatness. I want you guys winning, not only financially, spiritually, physically. This is part of the You A Go brand that we've been pushing for a minute now. The Go Farm. Can you sell Nike on Amazon? Yeah, I do. That's one of the brands that I sell the most. But it seems like it's one of the more difficult ones to get ungated for lately. I have guys here that are taking several attempts to get ungated with Nike. It seems like they're getting ungated with Adidas first. But guys, don't let it stop you. There's plenty of brands that you could start selling right now. There's plenty of things that you could sell immediately, starting with books, DVDs, CDs. I'm sure you guys got boxes of them. You can go to the thrift store. You could do what B-Man said. Pull up to the Dollar Tree. Start scanning. There's a bag to be made. Now, if you want to be proactive and do it, that's on you. All right? I got a lot of wages pulling up on me, asking me about how many hours that they need to put in. Guys, I don't understand the hour mentality. I've been working for myself for years. I don't understand it. I don't calculate per hour. I don't do that. I don't work per hour. That's not what I do. So if you're thinking in that mindset, you got to shift. You have to think about the value that you're putting in, the what you're creating. People want all these conditions met. If I scan, how long have you scanned? But if you don't get any products, and already coming up with these conditions to quit, it's like you got to practice first. You got to before you worry about how much you're gonna get and you worry about what's in it for you, you gotta honestly learn this first. If you really want to sell things, you gotta learn how to do it. You gotta learn how to do it first, just like anything else. It's like saying you're going to the gym. How long before I'm swole and I'm all ripped up, looking like Mr. Olympia? Like you probably shouldn't be thinking like that. You should think about just pulling up and creating a routine. How much am I gonna lose in the first month? I don't know. But if you pull up every single day and you create a routine and you create better habits, you're going to get better results. And then you can see what you're capable of. And then you can start having some tangible goals that you can set for yourself. But if you're not going, if you're not developing a habit for months on end, you shouldn't be expecting anything from yourself. So what you expect should ask yourself is how long am I willing to stay committed to a repetitive process, create a routine. Absolutely. It's like anything in this world. That's why I'm so adamant about pulling up. You see, I'm on day 240 plus of burpees every single day. If you guys don't see me there in the morning tomorrow pulling up on the burpees, you need to call me out. I don't miss a day. I build the discipline every single day. I'm not missing. This is what we do out here. Could you show us on the computer what you do? I may do some of those videos. Guys, I'm telling you, I just did this a few weeks ago, and I just started showing you guys. Some of you guys most have found me from the videos, the reels that I did. So, I'm building out the YouTube. Oh, so that's what I was talking about, the YouTube. So the YouTube is called Ecom, and it's called A Plus Ecom. So it's spelled APLUSECOMM. I'm gonna go ahead, and I've already started archiving all the live streams because I'm attacking. I'm attacking with the live streams, and whoever you see doing Amazon content, I'm coming for them. With the exception of the guys that I learned from, because they, Miles and them, they're cranking out more content than me. But I got a different approach, and I'm not the Amazon guy. This is what's unique to my personal brand. I have a different insight, a different perspective, and this is not the only thing I do. But yeah, I'm cranking out the content, and this is on another page, guys. Whatever you're doing in your life, share it. Why are you on this social media app just lurking and sharing pictures with your friends from high school? This tool that you have in your hands, it's the bag. It's in your hands. It's right here. And you're scared to post? You're scared to get up on the camera and start talking? I'm not going to lie. So was I. But, coming from where I come from, I had to remind myself. I'm like, yo, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? I'm about to do this. The Swiss Army knife, you already know. Starting is the hardest part. Can you put the link? The link to my Discord is in my bio. That's where I want to direct you guys right now. Go to the Discord. I have an open community. I said this earlier. I don't know how long it's going to be. No barrier to entry. No email required. I'm not asking for the sign up. I'm not asking you for the monthly. Guys, I got something open literally that I'm offering to you guys. So slide in there before I put up a barrier, because I said earlier I had some gentlemen in there trying to push cars from Japan. I'm gonna have to regulate a little bit, and I don't like that word regulation because I'm from the free market. But you got to set up some rules. Just bought another banger while listening to the live. There you go. Albert's in the group with me, and we got on a call. We've been sourcing bangers. All right, guys. I'll give it a few more minutes. I always say I'll give it a few more minutes, but we got people still listening. So you never know what people are interested in. That's the whole point. Share your journey. Don't worry about if the video is perfect or what the script is or all this other stuff all these hurdles that you put in front of you. And when you're not doing anything, you're just thinking. You're watching another video, you're contemplating, and you still haven't made the sale. I need you guys making sales. Look at Albert. He's watching the stream, but he already boom. He already bought another banger. So I need you guys moving. Guys, if you're going to be on my team, I need goats. I only need goats with me right now. I'm going to have to start kicking some people out the box, man. Some people are like, I'm like, oh, you got to search at the top bar. Search where? Like, how do I get started? There's a link right there in your face that says getting started, Sourcing products while a homie is dropping game. That's what's up. Yeah. Am I talking about online arbitrage? Yeah, that's primarily what I do. Online arbitrage, where you find mismatched, mispriced items, and you sell them on Amazon. I do both retail from the retail stores and from online. Name some good wholesalers. I'm sure you would like the list for me to do all the work for you, but I'll be honest with you, I don't have any wholesale accounts. I've done all of this through retail and online. Now I'm hunting for some wholesalers. I'm going to do the work, and I'm going to scale into that. I have a couple leads out there, but I don't have any banger wholesale accounts. You don't need a wholesale account. That's the whole point. This is arbitrage. I'm not buying wholesale. Just got Adidas Ungated. I'm copying all types of Adidas right now. There you go. Yeah, Albert, I went to the Adidas store today, man. And it was weak. It was weak, and I bought some bangers there before. I went to the one in Dolphin. Maybe I'll pull up to the one. I'll go back to the one down south. You never know what you're gonna find, bro. But luckily the Nike store was next door. I like Dolphin because they have a lot of stores there. They have a lot of different stores. Yeah, that's true. That's one thing I don't like about Adidas, that there's a lot of items. The good ones at Amazon already took the slot. When you started, did you start with an LLC, or did you wait till a certain mark? This is a question that I get all the time. I didn't start with an LLC. You don't need to. Why are you going to be spending money on an LLC and doing all these extra paperwork, and you haven't even made a sale? Guys, I'm not only talking to Start or Star Trevino. I'm talking about to like the 15 people that have asked me that question today. They're like, I get some questions that I'm like, no wonder you're working a wagey job. That's like, and I don't mean to be condescending, but I'm gonna keep it real. Some people I'm like, yo, like. But that's a legitimate question, Star Trevino. You don't need an LLC to sign up. You could sign up under your own personal name, and then you can move to LLC later. That's how I did it. What's little Greg spot? Can you sell from spots like that? I think you're referring to like the boutique brands he sells. I mean, you can, but I'm not really focused on like trendy products, or like those like trendy shoes or whatnot. I'm looking for like items that sell in bulk, and what I mean is that it's ranked really low on Amazon. So like a black Nike hoodie, the basic ASIC Nike running shoes. I'm not looking for the flyest fashion that's going to sell at a premium. And I think that's kind of what he does. He does like a boutique store. So, I'm sure that some of the brands he has, they're selling, but his approach is a little different. And respect, I know he's blown up with the store or whatnot. So, shout to him. But I don't think his forte is a simple Nike hoodie. That's kind of what I'm selling. I'm selling products that sell themselves, that are already being searched for. The blacks, the grays, like the basic stuff that sell, like again, velocity. So I'm not looking for the fly, like these are the flyest kicks. I'm looking for the ones that like everyone wants to buy, more the generic stuff. And again, it's not what my opinion is. It's what the data on the analytical software tools that I use reflect. And it's just a low sales rank. It'll tell you this is ranked number 50,000 and it sells 400 units a month. How about storage? Do you need storage or you ship as you buy? I ship basically as I buy. Right now I got the whole office full, and I'm going to bag and tag this right now tonight, and I'll have it out by UPS. So I don't really store items here. I have Amazon do everything. What about a Nike sweatsuit? Yeah, like stuff like that. Like sweatpants. I sold a bunch of those. Nike sweatpants, like gray sweatpants. Like if you find them at a good deal. So it's not so much of like, trying to figure out the style. It's more about, all right, this is a low sales rank item. Can I find it at the right price? Can I get it at the right price? And there's techniques that we use to get a better price, and I've already mentioned some of them. The cashbacks, looking for specific deals. There's other little hacks that we have, and then you learn them as you grow in the game and as you network with other sellers. But it's more about the price that you can get. But to give you guys a rule of thumb, you kind of want to source a product about 50% of what it sells for, because that's enough to cover the costs of what Amazon is going to do. So if you find a product that has the right criteria, that it's moving units, it has a good velocity, it's got a lower sales rank, and it sells, let's say, at $50, you should probably try to find it around $25. How much would you sell a sweatsuit for? It's not what would I do. It's how much is it selling for? I'm not gambling. I'm not just like throwing prices at the wall and seeing what would I sell it for. It's like, I'm not going to even buy something unless I know what it's already selling for and what I can potentially get out of it. But, there's different sweatpants, like the Tech Fleece pants. Those are more expensive. They're a little nicer. And then you got the regular cotton ones that they're cheaper, and you could sell the price fluctuates on those. I picked up some good tech fleece the other week at the Nike store. Those you don't really get online as much. So sometimes you get them on clearance at a specific store. So I got them on a good clearance, and kaboom. Do I send less than 20? Yeah, I do. Some people are more conservative than me, and they wait to fill up that whole box. But again, I'm more concerned with velocity than I am trying to squeeze out the highest profit off every item. I want that wheel turning. That's what I want. I want to get my money back fast. So while we do source products that are a target ROI of 30%, I'll take less if I can move it immediately. What are the name of the apps that mentioned we need? They're called Seller Amp and Keepa. They're all linked in my Discord. If you're listening to this right now, in the link of my bio, I have a Discord community that's a chat group. There's over 200. How many people I got in there? Like 200 plus. It's been open for just a few weeks. And there's a bunch of people that want to learn how to sell. And then there's also sellers like Albert that's in the group with me. People that sell B-Man. And B-Man hit the stores today. B-Man hit like 8 different Marshalls. He was posting all day long on the Discord, just showing us bags of stuff that he found. But yeah, to answer your question, I have all this stuff that I'm talking about. It's linked there. I have ways to get started. All the software tools that you need, the cashback apps, the instructions to get on gating, the supplies that I use. They're all linked there. I have a repository of information for you guys that I'm offering for freezy. All right. You don't have to even do anything. Now, there's also a course, okay, that I have linked there. It's not my course, but it's from the same 7-figure sellers that I'm in a mastermind group with. They put together this course. It's a banger of a course. And if you want to fast track and learn everything, and actually be instructed in an orderly fashion and fast track things quickly, do the course. It starts at $500, and I think there's an extra sauce that you can get for $600 total. So you can learn that. That's who I learn from and who I'm in the group with. How do we send loose shoes from the outlet without the box? I don't like selling shoes without the box. I don't do that. I know some people do. Some people buy empty boxes from Uline, or some people just polybag them. And you could probably get away with it for some of the cheaper shoes and stuff. I only like selling banger shoes that have the nice box. I told you guys, I even put a nice rubber band on the shoe box so it doesn't open in shipping. I try to keep everything nice. I take pride in what I'm doing here. I'm going to bag it and tag it nicer than Nike itself. But yeah, some people do that. They get generic boxes. I don't want to risk the return. I don't want to risk a complaint, and that's not my standard. I have a higher standard than that, me personally. But again, some people get away with it. Alvin said cash flow. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. So rather than sit on an item and try to squeeze the 30% ROI, and then, maybe it sells in a month or two, if I can get less and sell it in a week and get my money back and just buy some more, that may be favorable, or is, in my opinion. Join the Discord, about to hit it after this live. Yeah, I'm in there most of the time. And we got plenty of people, there's just the links are there. And then again, I would advise you guys, or I suggest, if you have a question, or if you want to know something, there's a search bar right at the top of the Discord that you could just search for keywords, because it'll search all the conversations of the Discord. So chances are somebody already do I need an LLC? Like, you could put need LLC and it's already been discussed. Do you have the auto on gate list? Like, we've shared the auto on gate list several times. I've posted it several times, so you could just search for that. It's gonna be there. But the main things are already posted. The links are right there on the sidebar. Getting started, software tools, the roadmap course that I just mentioned, the instructions to get ungated for the big brands, the cashback apps that I use, the supplies that I use, including the printer, the labels, the polybag mailers, etc. It's all right there. So you're looking at a repository of information. I want to provide value for you guys. And then if I stay in the loop with you guys, I get to learn more. This is the one thing that I've learned the most. You could try to be a silent lurker. You could try to figure it all out on your own and do it all by yourself. But guys, you're going to work way harder than if you start posting about it, start talking to people, and start surrounding yourself with other individuals that are doing the same, whether it be physically or virtually. So that's why I'm doing this. Because I know the more I stir this up, the better that we can all grow. And it's going to benefit me, yes. But you get something out of it too. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tap out and then land the plane with this live stream because I have to bag and tag these items. You can see the items. I just posted them on my story before the live stream. So I got, X amount of boxes of shoes. I got shirts. I got items here. I got items. So I'll be working into the night. I want to have these boxes ready to send out to Amazon first thing tomorrow. Obra Vlada, I'm ungated for Nike, but sometimes it still asks to get ungated for some Nike products. That happened to me one time. And I can't give you a straight answer. And there's another case that it may be like a variation of Nike. It could be like Jordan Brand. Jordan Brand is considered a separate brand from Nike. So it could be like Nike Jordans, Jordan Brand, like that. That's another one. But there was one time that I got these shoes and then I scanned them. I'm like, I'm not approved to sell this. What do you mean? I've sold literally hundreds, if not thousands of Nike items. But guys, you don't have to, don't worry about it. That's not something it's insignificant. It's happened to me just one time. So I don't know if that was a glitch listing or an error or anything. Or maybe in your case, you're trying to sell a variation of Nike that's like Nike jump, like the Jordan Brand. I feel you, bro. Your heart is cool. I appreciate that. Thanks for all the info. Yeah, guys. Again, I have the YouTube, A Plus Ecom, APLUSECOMM. APLUSECOMM. I'm archiving all these live streams that I do on IG over there to the YouTube and the reels and stuff that I do that are Amazon related because I want to have like everything that's, ecom stuff over there. Because this IG channel is not only this ecom stuff that I do, but it's my personal IG. I share my journey in fitness. I share the beats, the music. You're going to get me as the brand. But, I want to have all the live streams in one place because I'm not keeping them on my IG. Because I notice when you repost them, they don't get as much engagement as short content. And they flood up your timeline or whatever. So I'm just going to archive them over there. All right, guys, have a great night. Have a great weekend. And remember, stop contemplating so much. Stop waiting for all these conditions to be met before you start acting. Guys, all the information is right before you. This is a great time to be alive. It's not about knowledge is key anymore. It's action is key. Everybody has access to the knowledge. You could be in India, in Pakistan. You could be in China. You could be anywhere in the world and still have the same access via the internet. Now, what you're going to do, what action you're going to take is going to separate the men from the mice, the pits from the poodles. Good night. Love you guys. Peace.